Hey everyone, this is Dave with Mile High Drone Services. It's been a while since we've done a video, so we decided to come out to the Dacono, Colorado RC field and do some demonstrations. What we're going to talk about is a couple things. One is how to wirelessly transmit the screen from a DJI RC Pro to some Apple Pro Vision goggles. The other thing we'll be showing is a demonstration of the UAS Sentry line of receivers. What these guys do is detect remote ID and tell you how many drones are in the air. It uploads the data to the cloud so you can see it on a map, and we'll actually have a browser running in the Apple Vision Pro at the same time, so we'll be able to see the drone as it's flying around overlaid on the map, along with what you can see in the sky. This is also a remote ID receiver. This is the PoE, or the Power over Ethernet version. I have one of these running in my car, and so it just detects drones as I'm driving around, and just kind of interesting. This is the Enterprise edition, and it has a lot of advanced features. Both of these guys do allow you to connect to the UAS Sentry app, which runs on the iPhone, and that allows you to see in real time where all the drones are, along with where the pilots. So let's first talk about the goggles. What I used to fly with, because I like to fly under the hood, is I was using the original goggles that DJI put out a long time ago with the Mavic 1. These goggles fortunately have an HDMI input, and the RC Pro has an HDMI output. So you just plug the HDMI cable into the goggles and you get a great picture of what the screen is. It's high res and all that. Works very well. The only problem is when you've got the goggles on, all you see is the RC Pro screen. There's no situational awareness at all. But obviously you have to have a spotter, and that's what he or she is for. The Apple Vision Pro goggles, I guess we'll call them goggles, have what's called pass-through. And so you actually get to see the environment as well as the screen that's on the RC Pro. And we have figured out a way to transmit the data, the RC Pro screen, to the goggles. That was not a trivial matter, because DJI, it almost seems like they go out of their way to prevent you from doing something like this. They do not have any kind of a casting capability in the RC Pro, and the Google Store is not in the store on the device. So it took a while, but we finally figured out how to do that, and we will tell you how we did that at the end of the video. Excuse me. So we're going to send up a Mavic 3 Pro and demonstrate some of this stuff. So let's go do that. Started. Alrighty, so we're about ready to take off. I've got the goggles on so I can see what's around me. I also have two screens that are up. One is the screen from the RC Pro, and then I've got Safari browser up, which is showing the location of the drone as it's going to be flying around. So on the right side of the screen is that map. So let me go ahead and turn around. We've got the UAS Sentry running, so it'll be scanning for drones. So I'm going to take screens so I can see them when I turn around. Here. So there's the Mavic 3. And there is the screen. Back over there a little bit. And let's go ahead and take off. a little bit over there. You can see the map is updating as I'm flying around. Down and look at my controller, so if I want to make camera adjustments or whatever, I can do that. And the map over there shows the flight path that we have flown. That's from the UAS Century remote ID receiver. Now the drone's about to go behind the Safari browser, so I'll just move the window so I can still see the sky. So there is a slight lag between the remote ID receiver, or I'm sorry, the DJI RC Pro and what you see in the window. It's not horrible, but it's not appropriate if you're flying one of these super fast FPV drones at high rates of speed. And of course the picture is not as clear as if you had a hardwired HDMI connection, but it's very acceptable if you're trying to frame a shot with your Mavic 3. Let's come in for a landing. Okay, so there is an example of flying a Mavic 3 Pro with the Apple Vision Pro goggles. And the interesting thing about this is you are able to maintain situational awareness around the drone and wearing goggles at the same time. And you can have various apps up and running at the same time like we do browser, which shows where we were flying, and then of course you get to see RC Pro. It's behind me right now. We'll move the screen so I can look at it right there. And that's it. So now, how did we actually do this? Well, now we will go into the details of what you need to install on the RC Pro, where to get it, what you need to install on the goggles, and any other requirements. Just an FYI, we did not need an iPad or a Mac in the middle of the connection. We just need to have both of these guys on the same Wi-Fi network, which happens to be a hotspot that this phone is generating for us. So that's it. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed the video where we demonstrated projecting the screen from the DJI RC Pro to the Apple Vision Pro goggles. So many people have been asking, how did we do that? Because you probably know that the RC Pro is running Android, but it does not support screencasting natively. It also does not support the Google Play Store, so you can install apps. So the trick is to find a screencasting app which will actually work on this thing, and then find the APK to download it to a micro SD card like this, and you copy the APK to the micro SD, and then you put the micro SD into your DJI RC Pro and install it. So full disclaimer, obviously this is not supported or endorsed by DJI. This may void your warranty, so do the following at your own risk. So the first trick is to find the app that will actually do casting on an RC Pro. And the app that we found is called AirDroid, AIRDROID. And I got a kitty cat here wanting to help me out. How you doing, huh? Say hi to Lucy. So anyway, the version that we have tried and works is AirDroid Cast Screen Mirroring 1.1.4.0. So you want to go to your favorite browser, go to Google, and search for Android-Cast-1-1-4-0.apk. The first result shown should be at a site called APK Mirror, and it will be Android Cast Screen Mirroring 1.1.4.0-Sand Studio. So let's actually put on the goggles and do all of this. Just for grins, we'll do it with the goggles. So Lucy, I know you want to be on my lap, but you need to get on the floor for a few minutes. Okay, I've got my goggles on and I've got the moon environment. There's no need for you to see my messy desk. We've got MacBook mirroring turned on, so let's bring it into the main page here. So here is my browser, and so I am searching for AirDroid-Cast-1.1-1-4-0.apk. And this is what comes up. So let's go to AirDroid Cast Screen Mirroring. And this is the one we want. So we select download. And you don't want to download this crap because this just takes you to some weird app they want to install. download APK. So it is now downloaded and it's right there. So now we will copy that to the micro SD, and then we will install it on the RC Pro. So let's go do that. Okay, we have downloaded the APK onto the micro SD card. Oops, there we go. Pull it out of the adapter here. And so the first thing we want to do is put this into the RC controller. Make sure it's turned off. Okay, it's in. So now turn the RC controller on. So the Fly app starts automatically. We want to get out of the Fly app, so hit this button several times to get to the main screen. There we go. Now tap on Files. Tap on the three bars of the top left and select the SD card that you put in. And now you'll see all the files that are on that SD card, and you will find the APK. So in this case, it's right there. So you just tap on it. Let's try it again. So it's going to give you a warning. Do you really want to do this? Because, you know, apps that are downloaded from the internet can do bad things. If you are comfortable with the risks, you hit continue. Then it asks you again, do you want to install an update? So I already had it installed, so it thinks this is an update. Hit install. And then hit open. And there we go. So on the screen, it will give you looks like a 9-digit code. You will need to enter that code in the app that's running on the Google goggles. And then you just hit start casting and you're good to go. That's all there is to it. So let's get out of this guy. When you're back at the main screen, if you scroll to the next page, you will see AirDroid Cast right there. So the next time you start the RC Pro, you get out of Fly, you start that, you start your casting, and then you start the receiver end on the goggles, and everything should just work. Both the goggles and the RC Pro need to be connected to a Wi-Fi network, the same Wi-Fi network. So what I do when I'm out in the field, I just create a hotspot on my phone. So let's go back to the goggles. Okay, we're back to the goggles. So the next thing we need to do is install the AirDroid Cast receiver onto the goggles. So let's move our browser away from our MacBook, and we will, the RC Pro is complaining. So just search for AirDroid in the Play Store, and you will see AirDroid Cast Screen Mirror. So I have already installed it, so the option I have is open. So obviously you want to open that, but if you've installed it, to find it, you go to compatible apps, and there it is, AirDroid Cast. So you want to go to the bottom right where it says receive screencast. It will remember the last code that you put in. So in this case, it's 156909693. That's the code to see my RC Pro. and you say receive screencast. Okay, so now I hit the start casting button on the RC Pro app. So there we have it. We are screencasting the DJI Fly app. Obviously we need to change the rotation. So we go to the bottom left, and there you go. So obviously we don't see anything from a drone because we don't have a drone connected. But we are screencasting from the RC Pro to the goggles, and I guess that's it. If you like this video and you want to be notified when we upload more, be sure and hit the subscribe button. And I guess that's it. So thank you very much.